Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode. In this one we are looking at the actions of Nokia stock today because Nokia is now down again, which is pretty disappointing to be honest. I thought Nokia really was going to bring itself back up today because it has been down significantly over the past 5 days and even beyond now. So currently we're looking at 5% decreases on the past 5-day period, and I think guys, going forwards we definitely do still have some room for some growth, but it is pretty disappointing to see Nokia down by quite a little bit today. But overall guys, it does still all count, and of course going forwards we need to be asking the question, what should we now do with Nokia stock? Well guys, obviously I am not a financial advisor, so this is all just my personal opinion, but with that being said, if you will enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe as it would go a long way. And with that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So as of current guys, Nokia is down by quite a significant amount over the past 5 days. This one did actually get quite a bit of attention. We can see that from the start of the month up until this high point here, which was on the 27th of January, we went up by about 69%, and that is a significant amount. Now of course, leading up to that, we did see some pretty stable growth of about 8%. It was pretty high for Nokia stock, but it wasn't the worst. I think, you know what guys, that was kind of justified because this company is definitely solid. But looking at this one over the past month now, we can see we are up by about 6%. But obviously a lot of this is now going down. I think it was to be expected guys, that it was going to come down by quite a significant amount, but I definitely think that 6% now for the whole month is pretty abysmal. That's not necessarily the worst thing guys, because I definitely think that Nokia is more of a long-term buy and hold, but looking at where we are now, I definitely think it is a stock which carries a lot of risk because we just don't know where this one is going. If I had to give my personal predictions on this one guys, I think Nokia really does have that long-term potential, and I think if you are in this one for the long haul, I would not be too concerned about how it moves in the next 2 to 3 days anyway, because I do see a lot of potential coming for this one in the next 5 to 6 years. So obviously with 5G, it could be a great reason to hold the stock for a more long-term term, and for that reason I would not worry too much about what happens in the next few days. But if you are looking to get into Nokia, I think the next few days are going to be relatively flat. I would definitely hope that they are. I don't think that we are going to give back much more of that profit, and if it was to, I would be kind of concerned. But if this one remains to stay positive for the whole month, which I definitely do hope it will, and I definitely do think it will, I think we're in a great buy position. I think now about the $4.10 range, we definitely are coming to the lows of the month, and I'd like to see this one hopefully make a reversal and start to go up a little bit more into the future. But if you are going to get into Nokia, you definitely do need to lower your expectations and really know what you are getting yourself into. When we look at this stock as of now, I definitely think that $4.10 is quite cheap for it, but we need to look what we expect in growth for the next few years. I think Nokia does have some room to double in share price, I think maybe even triple, but I don't think this is going to happen overnight. I think it's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years because of obviously what they are doing with the 5G network and how this could also improve the revenue for the company. On top of that guys, they do have a lot of different contracts with different companies, and that will all amount to the stock growing in my personal view in the future, but I don't think it is going to be a stock which is going to double or triple overnight or even in the next 2 to 3 months. So if you are willing to get into Nokia guys, I think now is not the worst point, but I definitely do think is one of these stocks which is going to be a bit more stable growth. I think this is not something that people were anticipating. I think people were anticipating Nokia going to the moon in a pretty short amount of time, but obviously guys, that has not happened. I mean, it did see one day where it rocketed up by a significant amount, but unfortunately it did come down just as fast as it went back up. But I think that is a good thing to be honest. Nokia at the current level is definitely a lot more stable, and that is a fantastic thing to see. So going forwards guys, I think Nokia is definitely hopefully going to flatten out in the next 2 to 3 days. I think if it does remain quite flat for the Friday, we'll definitely see some great things going into next week. So would I buy Nokia at the current price? Honestly, I think it's definitely the best price that we have seen for the whole week. I don't think it is going to go much lower in my personal opinion, but I do think that Nokia is going to be a more long-term hold stock where we are going to see rapid growth in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think if you are going to be getting into it, you do need to be aware of what comes with it, and of course high profits is not necessarily one of those things. But guys, if you are more of a fundamental investor, you will know that Nokia does have quite a lot of good things going for it right now. I definitely think this stock could see some decent growth over the more long-term period. I think that is a fantastic thing to see. So Nokia really does still have some big potential, but I don't think it's going to be an explosion in share price, which some people are anticipating. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I definitely think that we could see the share price increase by quite a significant amount in the next 2 to 3 years. But obviously guys, Nokia does definitely carry quite a bit of risk at the moment because we just don't know where it is going. But I would definitely say that I would not like to see this one go much further into the downside. I definitely think it will be coming back up soon in my personal view, simply due to the fact that looking at this one over the past few days, guys, it is actually, you know, kind of slowing down in the pattern, and it is actually looking like it is hopefully going to turn around pretty soon, as of course the amount of sell-off that we are seeing per day is actually becoming a bit less and less, which is honestly a good indication of some things hopefully to come. But honestly, like I've said many a time in this video, I'm going to say it again because I do need to reiterate it, Nokia is obviously a more long-term hold, and we just don't know how much growth is going to come with it, but I definitely think that you do need to be aware that it's not going to be as quickly growing as people do anticipate in my personal view. But I think, yes guys, Nokia definitely could be a great portfolio diversifier, and it does definitely see a lot of potential going forwards. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. My personal opinion is that Nokia does have some potential. I think going into the next few days, it will be pretty flat, if not into the green by a small amount. I think that would be a wonderful thing to see if we can get back into the green. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.